Howdy folks, it's your friend Dominic, and today I have an unboxing video for you. I got an order in with my friends from Rapala. Got a lot of great baits and other stuff going on in here. Stay tuned, I hope you like it, because this is going to be full of some really cool fine point tackle junkie sort of stuff. This installment of Fishing with Dom is brought to you by Shifty Seasoning. Next time you're in the kitchen, use Shifties. You'll be glad you did. I hope everybody's been doing well. I've been doing a much better job lately as far as keeping up with producing fishing related content. Last week, well, before I talk about the order, maybe I can share a thing or two about what's been going on with me recently. I got a new job. A real good job, actually. A career status job. I am a therapist for a local clinic, and now I'm not only able to have insurance and pay my bills, I also have a little bit of spending money on the side. So with my first paycheck, I got this small Rapala order, and we're going to dive right into it. So we look at where it's from. Okay, it's from Normark, the company that's parent of Rapala, and we see who it's for. Dominic Turcotte, that's me. And we're going to take our little scissors and a little snip action. And I put this order in 6 days ago. I'm trying not to think super hard about what I ordered. I would like for a lot of this to be a surprise, if possible. So there's the inside of the box so far. As usual on my channel, whenever I do unboxing videos, the camera gets to see the inside first before I do. And so, like, there are these papers right here. We'll pitch them to the side. There's an invoice. That's fine. Now let's dive right in. Ooh. Okay, something purple. I don't know what this can be. It's a Rapala shirt. I like purple. I like the purple and yellow and white combination. They're a lot like the Los Angeles Lakers away colors. I've always liked it. There we go. It's a real cool shirt to have. Picked up a shirt. Gotta have something to put over your back. And then, in green, what do we got going on here? We have another Rapala shirt in the Green Bay Packers color. I'm not a Packers fan, but I just like the combination of green and yellow together. I just think it looks good. Best believe you're going to see me in the future wearing both of those shirts. But now, let's look at the baits I got going on in here. Okay, this one goes out to my buddy Tyler. I've been talking to him for several months on Instagram back and forth about the big bait craze going on in the bass fishing world, where fellows are throwing these monumental swim baits, and they're not catching a ton of fish often, but they're catching larger fish. And that's the reason why I picked up this Glide Arashi bait by Storm. I really like this color, this Okiawa Mesu. I'm pretty sure I botched the pronunciation of that. But it weighs a little over 3 ounces, 7.5 inches long. I'm going to throw this quite a bit this year because, you know, I've caught bass doing a lot of things. I want to be one of those guys who catches a bass using a big bait, just like this Storm right here. Oh, goodness gracious. And there are other glide baits that Storm sells where they're jointed once or jointed twice. This is my first one, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just start off with the one that's jointed in one area and then see what happens, you know? Slow sinking, extreme stability, swiveling hooks, premium finishes. I'm excited to play with this bait. It's a big one. Tyler, this one's for you, brother. Thanks for all the insight on the big baits. I'm going to throw it. Now we're going to look at other stuff we have in here. As of last year, I'm a big frog fisherman, so things wouldn't be right if I didn't order several frogs. The Terminator walking frogs, to be example. I like the Terminator frogs. They've got a bigger body. They weigh a decent amount, so I can cast them out real far. And their hookup ratios are quite solid. So what do we have? We've got this one in the bluegill color. We have this one in the green leopard color. And then down in the box, we have this one in the brown leopard tone. I love throwing these frogs. They work very, very well. I fish with a couple of different frogs, but if we're talking about bigger body profile frogs, the Terminator is my favorite. The hook points, they get the job done. There's a solid bait, and I think there's something to it when you're fishing a larger frog that makes the bass want to hit it. It's nothing too small. It's a large, here I am sort of profile that the fish see scooting across the surface, and they say, oh yeah, I like that, and then they go for it. I've caught my personal best largemouth ever last autumn fishing a Terminator frog in northern Michigan. Fantastic frogs nonetheless, I tell you what. So let's dive right into the rest of this. I don't know if other people watching this are tackle junkies just like me, but whenever there's a change or a new color pattern released by certain companies, I know all about it and I'm all for it. So I got in with this pink squirrel Rapala jigging wrap. This is the size 2. I didn't want to get anything too big, just because realistically when I'm ice fishing, I'm not fishing for giant fish. I like to target panfish. So I picked this one up with the hopes of catching perch and bluegills with it. And I like it. Just a nice pink body, white sides, black dots. It'll work for me, you know? It'll definitely work for me. Now, this is a little weird, but like out of the box right here, I did order this Fire Tiger Rapala Rattling Wrap, but it's not in a box. That's weird. Rattling Wrap, fantastic. Lipless crankbait wherever you go. I just wanted to show that off and share how... That's kind of weird. It's not in a little package. Maybe the package is gone or somewhere in the bottom of here. Oop. Here's another Terminator frog in the Hot Mud Camo edition. Pretty nice one. I'm excited. The only thing I do to these Terminator frogs, once I get them out of the package, I'll trim the skirt just so when the fish come up, they're more likely to hit the body and not the back towards the skirt or what they think might be the legs. Terminator frog, they make a real good frog. Ooh, oh yeah, let's go into a little bit of jerkbait talking. These are the Rapala Rip Stops. And if you look at them, fantastic, nice jerkbaits. They dive from 4 to 5 feet or so. Bottom one right here, this is Houdini. This one up here, this is the live perch. I'm going to be throwing these in the spring, and I'm going to be throwing these in the summer, and I'm going to be throwing these in the fall. Why? Because the jerkbait works around the clock. I tell you what. The Rip Stop, I've heard a lot of great things about it. I'm excited to finally check them out myself. In the Northland, we have to be careful when we're jerkbait fishing, because pike like to steal them sometimes. But other than that, one of my favorite times to throw the jerkbait is in the late winter, early spring. Right when the ice is coming off of the lake, I will reel the jerkbait down to its depth, and periodically when it's sitting in the water pausing, I'll let it sit for 20 seconds or even 30 seconds from that time. It's a little difficult, I have to be honest with you, to let your bait sit there for that long. But when you know how to jerkbait fish and you know what these baits can do for you, it's the way to go. And it's one of my favorite ways to fish for bass when we are fishing the transition from winter into spring. So ripstop, got a couple of them. And then, you know, we got all these other Rapala baits in here we're going to go look at. Let's check out other rattling wraps. So both these rattling wraps I've got right here, these are in the shad color. Nothing too spectacular. I've got 1.5 ounce for my active fishing that I'm going to throw most of the time. But when I want to go a little bit deeper, I have one right here that's going to be 3/4 of an ounce. Maybe I need to get down a little deeper. Maybe I need a little bit bigger of a body to throw at them. Rattling wrap, this is one of my favorite lipless crankbaits of all time. And if you haven't fished with one yet, I don't know what you're doing. You need to. It's a fantastic, affordable bait that has landed fish with me since I started fishing 15 years ago or so. Now, let's keep digging on in the bucket here. More rattling wraps. We have blue chrome, and then we've got the golden chrome. Gonna use those in the springtime here. I use a lot of lipless cranks in the springtime. In general, I use a lot of lipless cranks. You know, here's the package from that Fire Tiger rattling wrap that must have came out, so we'll just put that to the side. Now here's a cool one. Here's the Rapala V-Blade series. I'll pull this one out and show it off in front of you. I've fished with these a couple of times and I've caught lake trout with them before. Nice blade bait. If you're into bass fishing vertically, this is a real good option to have when it's really cold, or if you want to cast and make real fast, erratic motions back to the boat. We have the V-Blade and the live perch set up right here. This is going to be a killer when it comes to smallmouth fishing, colder water, and actively fishing in general for bass. If you're new to my channel, you probably don't know that I'm a lipless crankbait junkie, and when Rapala came out with newer colors and paint tones of the rip and wrap, I had to make sure I got my fair share of them. We have this Voodoo Haze with the purple and the yellow on it, but then this one I'm most excited for. They call this the Juicy Lucy. It's very similar to the goldfish color that they've released in Europe and Canada, but not the United States for some reason. We have an orange head. We have a metallic yellow body with hits of yellow dots on the side. Now, this is a fantastic bait to throw for walleyes, lake trout, smallmouth, and largemouth bass. Lipless crankbaits in general, they do very well multi-species. And I like orange. I like the golden orange mix. What we got going on right here with the rip and wrap, I'm really, really happy to finally have this one in my stock, because I've kind of been mentioning to Rapala via social media how they need to have the goldfish color available in the United States. This isn't quite it, but it's close enough. I like the combination. I like the flash. It's just gonna work. I know that for sure. And then, last of all, in the box here, we have some DTs. And if you don't know what DT stands for, not only is DT the same initials that I carry, Dominic Turcotte, DT stands for Dives To. So this is the Dives To 16. And that means when you cast it out there and you reel it in, this bait is diving to 16 feet deep or so. And there are other models that I have. Like I've got DT10s, I've got a DT14 and another DT10. But let's just take a look at the colors I have going on here. This is the live bluegill in the DT10. I believe that when you are fishing really clear water, especially very pressured largemouth or smallmouth bass in particular, throwing these high definition bait fish colors That's what sends fish over the edge. And I'm really excited to throw this live bluegill. This is a DT10. I'm going to put it out on my home lake, and I'm going to take it to some places I know of up north where I know the fish are going to be jumping all over for it. Next up, in a lifelike pattern, we've got something that's diving a little deeper. This is a DT16. Whoops. In the bluegill colored. That's a real nice tone. So if you're fishing lakes that have bluegill as a prominent source of bait fish, maybe they're hanging out a little bit deeper, or if you're fishing in the fall when they're busting out on deeper ledges and you want to trigger them to bite, bam, I'm really excited to throw this one. This is going to be a very good bait. And what I like about these DTs, you know, they got a nice subtle rattle to them. They're going to be swimming through the water, doing their thing, and those bass are not going to know what to do with it. Before they know it, they're going to have hooks on all sides of their mouth. Then, what do we have here next? We have a Rapala Dives 210. This is a pretty fun color. The Rasta color, where we have the green on the top, and then like a mixed lime chartreuse on the side, and then a slight orange hue on the bottom. Stained water, this is going to be a very good one. All around, when it comes to bass fishing, the DT10, I like it. Just 10 foot is a good comfort zone all around. If you're only going to throw one DT model, I'd recommend fishing the 10, where it can just fish a little bit deeper. You can fish it slow. You can fish it a little bit higher if you're fishing with a thicker line. But there we go. There we go. We have the Rasta DT10. All around, I think the 10 is the most versatile. You could run it a little bit shallower, or you can run it slow and deep if you're fishing a fluorocarbon and a slower reel. Then, what's this last one I got going on here? This is the last bait out of the unboxing video. This is a Dives 214, and this is in the Smash color. This is a Mike Iaconelli series. Got a nice green foresty hue to the side. We've got an orange mouth to it. You know, these baits get down and they trigger bites, and they're fantastic crankbaits, I tell you what. So I got some Dives 2s, I got some ripping wraps, I got some rattling wraps, I got some shirts, I got some frogs, I got a big glide bait. Things are looking really good for me, on top of landing this job where I have the accessibility to spend a little bit every paycheck on some fishing tackle. So all in all, you know, I look at all these, I'm very excited to have them in my arsenal for next season, because it's only getting better and better from here on out. I'm going to crank, I'm going to throw frogs at them, I'm going to do whatever I can to put more fish in the boat and help you become a better angler. So I suppose that's going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was just a simple unboxing. You know, I like to show off all the cool goodies that I have. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like the video, please give me a comment below. Maybe you've used some of these baits. Maybe you have a question about some of these baits, and I would love to hear from you below. Hopefully, you'll see me on the water someday throwing one of these, catching a big old bucket mouth. Until then, I'm Dominic. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.